Lunox having that sort of take up there, it might just have some slight edge over that carry.
Yeah.
Especially, now speaking of that, we're heading in towards our very first game of Day 3, Sunspark versus Todak here. And of course, Sunspark on the blue side versus Todak on the red. Now, we've already talked about a lot of all these picks. Now, let's get towards that Lunox pick, because from what I remembered, we're seeing a lot of great work from all these players that picked up the Lunox. But wow, what do we have in the side of the river here is Ninas, Chiku already soaking a little bit more damage coming from Rafflesia as well as the JP, but they are not letting them getting anywhere close to proxying the wave.
This is such a bad trade because overall, like Chiku, he got chunked out really hard, forcing out the rejuvenate from Ninas to kind of keep him at a healthy amount. They're gonna get the cooldowns. They're gonna get the cooldown, which of course is always great. But again, like if you want to go for something aggressive, you need your mid lane. And Todak, they understand like, yeah, we've got a strong early game. Let's use our mid rotation to kind of steal away your buffs.
Yeah, I can see great aggressive plays coming from Todak, and Flicker has been taken off the side of Rafflesia, and immediately look at it, how efficient they just went in for the raids, and Todak now will be able to secure that river crab. While on the top side, they're about to do the same coming from Sunsparks of the Philippines.
Yeah, I personally think that they should contest topside for sure, but again, I think they want to focus all their energy towards the bottom side. Oh no, Leomord's in trouble here. X-Ray instantly goes down. He disrespects trying to use the momentum to try and gain some sort of advantage. He gets punished instead. Rezio gets a good chunk of the power of nature here. Guardian's Banner is popped, but let's look at that replay one more time, because as we can see here, he definitely disrespected, walks up too far, and then he already had at least half of that gauge, passive gauge from X-Ray. The moment the true damage starts kicking in, he was basically goner.
Yeah, and look at how much damage that they just put out in that split second of time with Kill VJ, as well as the Renzio going in, and here comes E1 flickering off to the fight, but it will be Renzio going for the chase, and Fuzaken will seal the deal, and that's 2-0 for the side of Sunspark.
Yep, and Todak giving another kill over JP, taking quite a bit of damage, but at least he's able to pull backwards. Wait, hold on! He takes a full hit of Rondo. That last touch, the crit was able to pick him off.
Oh my, and they did not expect that sort of damage output coming from Chiku all too early of the game. Now Lolita, of course, a little bit way too late. Mahmoud's gonna receive a little bit of that tickle as E1 has arrived to the scene, and E1 is just, of course, not trying to overextend. While Rafflesia, once again, right under the tower. What can Rafflesia do to keep themselves safe?
Oh, hold up. Look at the rotations. Look at the rotations, because Sunspark wants to collapse onto mid lane. Do they notice? Todak don't know. Rafflesia goes down, but Chiku might be in trouble here. He has to pull back as the rest of the team pulls it. Glorious Path is already not down, but Fukusen isn't going to let them escape. Hurricane Dance right on top of them. Ninas is in trouble. He has no support from the team, but Todak, they're willing to sacrifice 2 members and hopefully get Turtle off of this. They are rushing it down with the Meteor Shower to net themselves some gold after that heavy loss in the bot lane.
What a beautiful Hurricane Dance right from the corners of the tower, and they did not see this one coming. Look at Ninas, he's already all taken off a back seat, and Ninas could only run the opposite direction, and that was definitely a great flank coming in from the side of Sunspark. Well, Todak managed to secure that turtle over the top side, and now things are looking pretty good for the side of Sunsparks here with about 1k of a go lead.
Yeah, and it was great job by Fukusen because you managed to get, cut them off. Ooh, good play. JP is in trouble. He's in so a little more damage. The Wild Charge comes through, clips JP. JP is not having a good time, but Sunspark, remember, they're still ahead in gold. They're still in it to win it.
Wow, they're hammering each other on all so early in the morning. And now, look at it. It's less than 4 minutes of the game, and we're already getting 7 kills in total, while Fuzaken's just trying to secure this. Well, I'll just take it back. He has to secure it.
They were close to securing it, but once you see like the rest of the team of Todak start moving into the jungle, you have to really question how many members are committing. Oh, Meteor Shower here. Ooh, takes away the buff. Nobody has retribution to steal it away.
Wow, I really like how Moon just easily take that one off without even needing to look what's inside of the brush, and now X-Ray's in trouble. He's going to be flanked by all 3 members again, but here comes Fuzaken, pinned by the corner of the wall. But X-Ray's going to be pretty well alive.
great Purify here. They're going to dive the mid lane here as the rest of the team starts pulling through. That's Sonata forcing out the flicker from JP. He is not going to go down this time round as the rest of the team pulls back up. They don't have a wave. Revelation finishes off that siege turret. The rest of the team of Sunspark is trying to collapse on them. Todak will not get that side flank this time.
I just love how these teams are not even giving each other any rest at all. Every time where they actually get one pick up, the other team will be actually doing some objectives or even trying to crush down some towers. And now that we're seeing that turtle spawning in towards the river here, we're looking at members of Todak trying to secure it, whilst Fuzaken's just trying to chase off E1. Well, I'm looking at Todak here, who is hiding behind the shadows here, just waiting for Sunspark to strike.
Yeah, they can't start. They would like to start it. However, Leomord, he still has to clear up that top side, and I think they just want to stall here. They're just kind of, you know, waiting it out, seeing how Sunspark kind of reacts to this, because Leomord will move at any point in time. Bottom lane, Xborg is taking quite a bit of damage. Last Insanity, he pulls it out. Rezdeo, he's going to be A-okay, but this is not going to be good for the top side as X-Ray is in a lot of trouble. Even with the Phantom Seed, it's just too much true damage coming in from the carry.
So much of that DPS output coming from the Freesia, and now with Todak here having some easy takedown on that turtle with the help of Moon, of course, on that middle tower. Now Rezdeo's all alone, Flicker being popped as well, and somehow he still managed to escape, but not for long. Chica's going to push them all over, and speaking of pushing them off, it's going to be Fuzaken securing that kill, and now E1's running for his life. And with that, Sunspark comes out with a total of 7 kills for now.
Such a good play coming in from Fuzaken here. He uses the 1000-pounder, gets right in the middle. Let's look at the replay here as Rezdeo, he goes down, but look at that rejuvenation. It pops down, and Fuzaken is just like, no, I am not letting you abuse that. I'm going to push you out of the zone.
That was so beautiful. I can't really explain how they actually reacted so quickly, but look at how Todak is still pretty much equivalent in terms of gold. It's only 400 that sets them apart, and there's already Athena shields as well as axe for both the Xborg as well as Lolita. On the other side, of course, there's the endless battle as well for the Granger, which I'm looking at the Granger now with that 3 kills, the only member that's really ramping up from the side of Todak.
Yeah, but so far the gold is even. Like, both sides are, you know, they're being very efficient with their moves. They're trading pretty evenly. Even though Sunspark does have a 3-kill lead, it doesn't mean that Todak hasn't been making moves across the map. The turtles that have added up, they have accumulated.
Wow.
Oh no, he's gonna be locked in here. Fuzaken waiting the full duration. He's not getting out. The Numenon Blast does come down. They get the first kill onto the Hylos, but the rest of the team is pulled out. Revelation, he blocks out the entire Meteor Shower, protecting his team. They're going to be locking E1 down. He flickers right on out of there. He doesn't want to get back in there. Fuzaken is in a little bit of trouble, takes a little bit of damage from the Crescendo, but it's not going to be enough.
I'm loving how Fuzaken is setting the tempo for every single match.
E1!
Oh, he goes down for the mega kill, and he will fall into the hands of Kill right here. Kill VJ 404. That's no error, by the way, as we see this turtle definitely going to be snatched here by Sunspark.
Yeah, great play coming in from Sunspark, but E1, what you doing there, buddy? Like, you're already low. You gotta respect not Revelation, but you gotta respect KLVJ, because he is just absolutely killing it, and he is one of the leading mages on their side. So he's got a lot of gold on him. He needs to get that Athena shield sooner rather than later.
Well, now, speaking of Athena shield, of course, some of these members already have it, but look at Ninas here. They're getting clipped off once again as Fuzaken hits him on the wall with a Hurricane Dance. E1's coming into the rescue as well, but look at the rest of the members of Todak. They're marching right into the jungle, and Ninas, the first one to fall, lost out with the Granger as well. 2 down from the Malaysian side as we see KLVJ chasing over an X-Ray, and they will not let this one slide. JP goes in for the triple kill, and he's hunting for more. Can he go in for a Maniac? Of course, it's a little bit way too late to secure that, but Sunsparks now getting a huge leap after the team fight.
Yeah, let's look at the replay one more time, because as you can see, Moon was trying to get some damage and actually eliminate Rezdeo here in the back line, and a lot of that damage was wasted. For some reason, he took so little damage. He was able to kind of kite it out just enough to mitigate the amount from that Meteor Shower, which is really, really impressive.
Well, I gotta say, we're starting off the day here with a huge triple kill on JP. Well, make no mistakes at all. We're seeing Sunspark here, of course, one of the hot favorites from the Philippines. And now, Felicius setting one up against X-Ray all by himself as well. Phantom Seed has already been called, but there's no use calling out Barville when you have 3 men flanking from the back. And what I love about Sunsparks is they are so efficient on those turn dive.
Yeah, they really, really are. They hold their abilities until they absolutely have to, and I think that was kind of on X-Ray for turning back into the fight when he could have run the opposite direction, but I think he knew he just had to buy a lot of time.
Yep, and definitely bought just enough time for themselves. And we're getting in us here. They're going to go in for the catch, and the Panda will be taken down.
Finally, Fuziken actually goes down, and Lord is going to be potentially in the hands of Todak. They might need to take the 50-50, and it looks pretty good because 2 members from the side of Sunspark is down. It's a 3v5.
Well, speaking of this TV5 here, that's going to be a huge wall charge over onto Kill VJ, but he's going to go right in towards the Order of Brilliance, flicker over the wall, and Rezio with the last insanity right in between the Vilma Voss as well. Oh my goodness, they're turning it around, and Raficia will be the next one to drop, and now that Chang is going to go on a killing spree, and Kill VJ's got to bow out on this one, and Todak now has absolute control on the Lord.
I mean, how is Kill still alive after everything that just happened? I mean, Todak, they should be able to secure this, but looking at this replay, like, E1 was right on top of him. Kill, at the very last second, was able to get that Harmony as well as the Brilliance, and he manages to survive, flickering over the wall when everything was looking so bleak. The Numenon Blast was a great effort, but again, look at that rejuvenation, perfectly put on top of the rest of the team members. He just Hylos just powers through all that damage.
Yeah, and I really got to give credit to all these members of Todak because their position was so magnificent. All the frontliners were doing their duty, and none of these members of Sunsparks have managed to reach the backline in that sort of sense as they were pushed back into the jungle. And, well, for Kill VJ, he seems like he's pretty much untouchable for the time being.
Pretty much, and I think they need a little bit more time to kind of scale. Golden Staff already being purchased by JP. They kind of need to contest Lord at this point in time. I mean, Todak just won a really good fight, but a lot of their members are getting chunked out and are recalling as well. Ninas.
Wow, like, of course, for Ninas, he's definitely gonna be getting himself ready to get himself in towards the Lord Pit, which right now the Hylos is marching right into it. But look at Renzo here. He's already got that immortality. Same goes to Fuziken, so they could dive in whenever they are ready. So Sunsparks here, they are calling the shots. They're trying to bait them with this Lord call, but the members of Todak, they're reacting and responding with a little bit split by themselves. Look at the bot lane.
Yep, and Rezio, he doesn't have his full armor yet. This allows X-Ray to actually get some damage onto that turret. He might be, he shouldn't be able to take this. And yes, he pulls back away. Todak played that really well, using E1 as the living ward, getting the information and playing around it.
Now, E1, of course, being the frontliner, like you said, and he's just going to buy enough time. And I just love how Todak just negate that pressure by just splitting up on towards 2 of these lanes. And, of course, Meteor Child being utilized here will just be shredding some a little bit of the health coming from Fuziken. But both sides, they really know that if they were to commit, they want it to become a full swing of a win for either side.
Exactly, and I think Todak, they just have to keep playing this game. They just have to keep sitting out. Rezio getting chunked out. He doesn't get the last insanity, but the Firaga armor breaks. Chiku is like, nah, don't want to push any further. Don't want to force anything out just yet. We're waiting for Sunspark to make a mistake. And Todak is waiting with a shiv in hand, waiting for the killing blow. They get the initial kill. They punished him. Rezio is going to be going down. The immortality is popped, but he flickers on out of there. He survives.
How on earth did he survive that? He flickers off in time as well, and he was just by the edge. It almost clipped him, but Todak, they were doubling down on the bottom side. They still get the tower instead.
Yeah, I mean, Todak is playing this macroly so well. Sunspark is in a position where they can't force anything unless they have position, and Todak, they understand that. They see as long as Fuziken doesn't get a good Hurricane dance and Rezio is chunked out, they can play the map, and they're doing a really good job at playing the map.
I certainly must say that they are so great in that macro play, and I can't help but to agree with every word you say. Now, Fuziken already at the forefront, trying to deal with E1, but you know, tanks versus tanks, not really the ideal situation. Felicia also waiting on the back as well. Lolita could possibly channel a great Numenon Blast if Todak ever comes right in towards the Lord Pit once again. Now, look at JP though.
I mean, JP is going to get chunked out, but I think E1 should be okay here. I don't think JP is, you know, absolutely unstoppable just yet. Chang'e is right behind her, so they don't have to worry. But, you know, on the bottom side of the map, they're, like, trying to make sure they keep control over the waves. And as long as Todak keep playing this rotational game, I think they might be able to get out of this. Nanas takes a little bit of damage, but he's not the priority target.
Yeah, and speaking of which, you can see gold has already been evened up by the side of Todak. And there was not really that sort of a gap in between other than the mid game itself. Now, look at Chiku as well as these members of Todak. They are on the back front. And Fuziken trying to run for his life. Renzo going for last inside of the pops the ult right in front of the members of Todak. And once again, they're getting caught out. And Xborg will be the first one to fall. X-Ray gone the hunt. That's going to nail them to the wall. And JP gets himself safe. But he was trying to hold them all the back. And now it's time for the Lord. And Chico's already taking it down.
Yeah, they called them off. Todak is just like, retreat, boys. We don't need to keep on going forward. Let's look at that replay one more time. And honestly, I have to commend Fuziken there. That was almost an insanely good play if he was able to get that Hurricane Dance just a little bit earlier, but they just did not let him. The Purifies were there and they were ready, and this is when the mistake happens because Sunspark is fighting in the playground, in the battlefield of Todak, where they are stuck in one line. The moment they are in one line, not a lot of, you know, broad corners to kind of dodge away from the ultimate from Moon. They are just in a straight firing line.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that they really got to watch out for. And none of these members from the side of Sunsparks have been able to reach anywhere close to Moon either. So fighting inside the jungle, definitely not the ideal situation for Sunsparks. But look at them go. They're going to go in for another catch, and they might just be able to get that kill over on the Nunes. But here comes X-Ray, though. X-Ray as well, being chunked down low.
Oh, my God.
No! There comes the last. And double kill headed towards the side of JP as well. And SSAs, that's enough for a day, as they have to stop the Lord from marching towards the bottom side, which means Todak is trying to clear up mid lane and open things up by taking out a tower, but there's not enough time for them to even get anywhere close.
Rafflesia single-handedly won Sunspark that fight and netted them, stopped that Lord push, all because he put up his shield at the right time. That Guardian's Bulwark, just so good, blocks the entire crescendo, blocks the entire meteor shower, no damage from the backline. He just took it like a champ.
Oh, yes, indeed. And look at Todak here, of course. Now they're having that goal swinging in their favor, of course. By this moment here, 70 minutes of play, they should be able to complete those are the items. And look at X-Ray. He's really not that sort of a player that's all about that KDA. Although he's 0-5, he's still having quite a little bit of that impact where he's in charge of pulling members of Sunsparks all across, just distracting them, trying to bait and switch, trying to secure all that sort of macro play that they've been pulling off for the entirety of this matchup.
Oh, Rezio's in trouble. Last Insanity over the wall, trying to hop on over into safety, but he might be in trouble because Chiku is not going to let him get away. The crescendo comes through, but Rezio's one hit away. The immortality is popped. Glorious Pathway is put down. They might need to use the rejuvenation. E1 is taking a lot of damage, but again, rejuvenation is put already down, but Fuziken is not going to let them play the game. Flicker coming in from E1, well played, but he still goes down. The passive from Carry kicks him at the very end. Ooh, Golden Staff. Beautiful item.
Look at how chaotic that sort of team fight was, and it's only one casualty. And they are playing with such clinical finishes that they are not trying to make any sort of mistakes at all. But E1, of course, was soaking most of that chunk of the damage, and we all know E1 as one of the best tanks hailing from Malaysia. And now he's already 0-3-5, but every single time he goes in, he wants to make sure that he gets one sort of takedown. But now we're seeing Sunsparks here trying to open up the mid lane, and Lurfisa at the frontline defense. There's still that immortality, so there's no reason for Todak to actually expend their utilities on that Lolita.
Exactly, and I think this is already just a great matchup. I think Sunspark honestly should have been the favorites coming in, especially against Todak here, because again, we haven't seen Todak go out of their, you know, their comfort zone into the international scene, and I think they're doing a great job against Sunspark, who honestly have been playing a really tough game and a really tough composition that requires a lot of mechanical skills. So a lot of commendation going over to Sunspark, especially Fuziken. It's really dependent on their tanks right now. Like, Sunspark is solely dependent on their tanks to set up the fight.
And not only the tanks, the carries have to do their duty. Well, of course, speaking of carry, we're seeing JP here with 7 kills already, and for Kill, he's been performing since the start of the game. So these are the two guys they really have to catch out.
Yeah, that is so true. Oh, that's not actually being popped too. Oh, they get the catch.
Whoa.
Immortality being popped on the Fuzikin. He can use the 1000-pounder. He's gonna be safe, but they finally break that immortality. They have to wait for their cooldowns, hold their ground, clear the waves, and maybe look for a fight. But again, Sunspark, they know, they're like, all right, let's pull back a little bit, take our time with this. They don't have our ultimates. Maybe we can set up a fight. Revelation in trouble. Rezio already with a flame strike. He's already popped up to get some momentum to move backwards. Chico is taking quite a bit of damage, but they're not going to push through. Meteor Shower using to clear the waves. Kale taking a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Numenon Blast, is he going to flicker? Yes, he does. He gets the catch onto the initial target. Hylos is going to go down. Rejuvenate is already there. The Guardian's Bulwark has been popped up, but it's not going to be enough.
Well, definitely not going to be having all too much of a business here from Toadstool as they've already lost out Ninas. And now Sunsparks calling out the Lord, and this is going to be the second Lord of the game. And can there be any reaction at all from Toadstool? They're opting for a split push. They're marching down to the top side as well as the mid lane. And they say, you can have the Lord all you want, but I'm going to take down your base. But the side of Sunsparks here, they gotta either recall or find a way to fight back. Toadstool now did not have enough time to get anywhere close to that tower. Renzio though getting a little damage, being chunked out, and that will be the Akai taking off the Granger, and now losing Chiku is definitely a big blow to Toadstool.
Yeah, I think dying now might have been a big mistake here, because now Chiku, one of the core members, has a 40-second plus death timer, and Lord, by the time he comes back to life, Lord is already knocking on that inhibitor.
Look at the graph. What does it tell you? The members of Sunsparks are turning things around by breaking the silence, taking down Lord, taking down one member off the side of Toadstool. With that sort of pick off here, they managed to set things up so perfectly. Phantom Steed has already been called out, but to no sort of opportunities for him to even react. Now, Malefic Roll on the hands of Chiku, definitely giving a little bit more burstiness, hitting in towards the hands of the Granger, but to the side of Sunspark, they're waiting for a mistake. They're waiting for the Lord to come right in. Fuzaken going in, pinning down two members off the wall, and that target down was so pivotal. No blast to stack upon it as well. Double kill for JP as they manage to crash right in. Now, they're looking to secure game one in the hands of the Philippines. Sunspark here are doing what they please, and they are going in for this finishing blow. And now Toadstool is on the back foot, and Sunsparks takes game one.
Oh my goodness, Fuzaken